wide.
Hello everyone, I'm TG and I'm here to talk to you about this amazing game, Aliens Fireteam Elite. Today we're looking at my favorite class, the Good Doctor, and I'm going to be showing you guys a build that's going to look a little bit strange, but it's what I've been using on Extreme and Insane, and I'm telling you, it's getting stuff done. Whereas my last doc build was all about debuffing the enemy, this one is all about helping out the team and getting your damage reduction up. I can tell you don't believe me, so stick around and we'll get this started. Now, right off the bat, things are looking quite different. Our combat stims, which increase accuracy and stability by 50%, stamina regen by 30%, and movement speed by 15% for the whole team, is actually only going to have one thing attached to it this time. Migraine Solution. This is going to cause headshots to reduce the cooldown of combat stims by 1 second. Now we'll look at the new and improved Field Medic, and they buffed this in a recent patch so it's less poo-poo. For each nearby ally, your ability recharge speed is increased by 15%, and anyone who picks up an aid kit will refill your trauma station by 700 points. I'm augmenting that with Support System, which increases your outgoing healing by 20%, and the 15% ability recharge speed buff is now shared amongst your allies. On top of that, I'm also using Strength in Numbers, which means Field Medic now grants 5% damage dealt and 5% damage resistance for each nearby ally. Now, onto the ever-important Trauma Station. So as you know, you drop this, heals your allies, and you can pick it up and redeploy it. You'll also notice that I'm using beneficial side effects. Now, what that does is every time you heal an ally, they get 2.5 seconds of unmodified combat stim buffs. I'm only using this because right now there is a bug with the dock where you can't increase the range of the trauma station, but once you can, you're going to want to swap this out for Peace of Mind, which increases the radius by 20%, and Extended Reach 3, which increases the radius by 18%. And lastly, I'm using Painkiller Station, which changes the way Trauma Station works. Now you're going to want to stand in it all the time because it increases your damage resistance and gun handling by 30%. However, you are going to have 20% less energy, which means whenever you pick up a med kit, it's only going to heal for 600 instead of 700, but quite frankly, I think that is a bug, so we'll wait and see. Moving on to the ever-important Bedside Manner, you can now pick up downed allies twice as fast, and your entire team's bleed out time is increased by 25%, and Rapid Recovery, which means when you pick up a downed ally, they get 50% more health, and your entire team gets another 25% bleed out for a total of 50, and that is very, very important, especially on Insane, when you get only seconds normally to pick up a team member. Next, I'm going to be using Neurotoxin Specialist, and what this does is cause your damage to weaken the enemies, making them do 20% less damage for 5 seconds. This does not stack, but it can affect multiple enemies at once. I'm also going to be using the Recon's Downrange ability, which increases your far distance damage by 20%. And you're going to see why this is very, very important whenever we get to the weapons. Now, I'm also using Anesthesiologist, and I'm telling you, I am a believer. At first, I thought this was trash, but I did some testing, and here's how it works. So the short version, if you don't take damage for 10 seconds, you get 10% of your current health as temporary health. So that's 150. Now, what's really important are the words current health. So if you already have that 150 and you take some damage, when you wait 10 seconds, you'll get even more temporary health on top of that. So, if you get swiped by a Xeno and take, say, 75 damage, you wait 10 seconds, you're getting another 150 on top of the temporary health that you already have. So you can stack this perpetually. I've gotten it up to as high as 3,200, but I've heard people have gotten it even higher, which is frankly just ridiculous. What you need to keep in mind is that it doesn't work for everything. It doesn't work for friendly fire, obviously. It doesn't work for the acid that Xenos leave after you kill them. It does work for all attacks from Xenos, but it also works on Xeno Spitter Acid. So what you want to do a lot of the time is run through that acid really quickly and just take a little bit of damage and then start your temporary health on top of that. This works fantastic with Painkiller Station because you're taking 30% less damage all the time if you're standing in your trauma station. Now to finish off my grid, I'm using two of my favorites. Of course, the ever-important Surgeon Hands, so you can no longer be stumbled when interacting with objects, reviving allies, or using aid kits. This is a little bit bugged, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but I hear they are working on that. And also we're going to be using Readiness, which increases your movement and ability recharge speed by 10%, and your reload speed and handling are increased by 20%. Now, all that being said, as you can see, it's still kind of tough times being a doc, but hold fast, Marines, reinforcements are on the way. Let's finally look at the weapons that I'm using, and this is probably my favorite weapon loadout in the game currently. First and foremost, I'm using the X46 Ballista Fletchet single shot sniper rifle. This is one of my all-time favorite weapons in the game. It hits like a truck, it's super accurate and stable, it doesn't suffer from the fire rate problems of the sniper rifle and the L33 Pike, and it has a pretty decent ammo reserve as well. You'll be getting headshots left and right, no questions asked, reducing your combat stim cooldown and debuffing the enemies. Lastly, we have the Rapid Responder Automatic Fire Riot Gun. Think of this thing basically as a handheld version of the automatic shotgun. You're going to be using it whenever enemies get too close and you don't want to use your Fletchet sniper, so you can unload all over their faces with all that gooey goodness. It does relatively low damage, but that's made up for with its insane fire rate. You're going to be able to unload a clip in under 3 seconds and pretty much decimate anything in front of you. And always remember, you don't need to be the most accurate guy in the world, because anything that you hit with even a little pellet from this thing is going to get the 20% damage reduction debuff. So that's the build I've been using for my dock on Extreme and Insane. I hope you guys try it out yourself. I hope it helps you out just a little bit. And don't forget, if you love Aliens Fireteam Elite, stick around the channel for live streams and more builds down the road. And as always, I'm TG. If you like what you saw, you know what to do.